Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to read another chapter from the story The Haunted Library, The Underground Ghost. So far we had done chapter 11. So this time I'm going to read chapter 12. No solids allowed. In this book, by solids they mean the real people alive, not the ghost. So here we go. I'm Kaz. Who are you? Howard, the other ghost replied. He looked older than Mom and Pops, but not as old as Grandmom and Grandpop. I want to show you how much light comes through those squares in the ceiling. Wendy told the tour group. Does anyone mind if I turn out the lights? No one here is afraid of ghosts. Woo! Several college students said from the back of the group. Howard rolled his eyes. Wendy went around the corner and flipped a switch. The light went out, but the tunnel was still as light as it was before Wendy flipped the switch. You can see in the picture. Ha! Look at that! The solid people looked around in amazement. Wendy turned the light back on, then launched into another story about old Seattle. How many stories does she have anyway? Kaz wondered. Where would you come from, Kaz? Howard asked. I don't think I have seen you down here before. I came with her. Kaz pointed to Claire, who nodded slightly at Howard. You came with a solid girl, Howard said. Can she see us? Yes, Kaz replied. Howard peered at Claire with suspicion. Is she a ghost hunter? More like a ghost helper, Kaz said. Her name's Claire. She's my friend. Kaz gave Howard a brief history of his relationship with Claire. Then, as tour group moved to a new part of the tunnel, he told him how little John had gotten lost when they followed a sad ghost boy through the floor in the library parking garage. You haven't, by any chance, seen my brother, have you? Kaz asked. Or the other ghosts? Not in the last day or two. I haven't seen any ghost kid who were on their own since last week. Well, except for you, Howard said, his chains rattling as he drifted beside Kaz. But Kaz wasn't really on his own. He had Claire. Kaz took a closer look at the chains in Howard's hands. Hey, why do you have those chains? He asked. Howard grinned. I like to mess with the tour group that come down here. Watch this. He waited for most of the group to walk past him. Mary stayed with the group, but Claire hung back by the ghost. What? Kaz asked Howard. What are you going to do? Howard swam up behind some college student at the back of the line. Look, behind you, he wailed softly. When two of them turned to look, Howard glowed. He made the chains glow too. As he rattled them, ah! One of the students shrieked. Claire covered her mouth. Howard quickly stopped glowing before Maddie and a bunch of other people turned around. Did you see that? What was that? I don't know. The college students talked over one another. I warned you about the ghosts, Wendy said from the front of the group. Let's keep moving, please. Maddie let the rest of the group walk past her while she waited for Claire to catch up. Have you ever done that in the Seattle Public Library? Kaz asked. Howard, as he followed Claire, he remembered the light-haired boy who said he would seen a ghost with chains. Sometimes, Howard admitted. You mean you can get to the library from here? Kaz said. Through the tunnels. Of course, Howard said. He seemed surprised that Kat didn't know that. What's happening? Maddie asked Claire. Claire put her finger to her lips. How? The librarian told us there aren't any tunnels under the library, Kaz said to Howard. Howard laughed. The librarian is wrong, he said. There are all kinds of tunnels under the city. Solid people know about some of those tunnels, but not all of them. There are a lot of tunnels that only the underground ghosts know about. So maybe Little John and the other ghost are somewhere in this underground tunnel system? Gas thought. Can you show Claire and me how to get to the library? He asked. Maybe they would find Little John along the way. Howard turned and looked behind. Well, I don't want to miss the next tour group, he said, but I will tell you how to get there. First, go back to the last room, find the door that says Bank Vault, and pass through it. There's tunnel in there. Follow it until it's split into two, then go right. At the next split, turn left. The tunnel will get a lot smaller. When it turns a corner, you're below the library. Easy peasy. But your solid friend can't go with you. No solid allowed in these tunnels. They're dangerous for solid people. Gas gulped. He wasn't sure he wanted to go by himself. Excuse me? Wendy said sharply. She walked through Howard and stopped beside Claire and Maddie. You two have to stay with the group. Sorry, we're coming, Claire said as she and Maddie started walking. Satisfied, Wendy hurried to the front of the group. Claire and Maddie slowed down. Are you going to tell me what's happening? Maddie asked Claire. Is there another ghost down here? Claire nodded slightly. Does he know Kaz's brother? Maddie asked. No, Claire said, but he knows the way to the library. He just told Kaz how to get there through a bunch of tunnels that only the underground ghosts know about. Little John and the other ghost could be somewhere in one of those tunnels. She turned to Kaz. You're going to have to go through. Check it out. But I don't want to go by myself, Kaz said. You have to, Claire said. I can't pass through the walls. I can't go in those tunnels. Claire was right. Kaz had to go alone. There was no choice. No other choice. So, good luck, Claire said. We will meet you back at the library. Right, then left, then up into the library. Kaz repeated Howard's directions to himself. He passed through a gritty cobweb. There were no windows or light bulbs in the ceiling in this part of the underground. Some of the boards around the doorways were cracked and broken, and there were places where the ceiling had caved in, but he kept going. He floated through cobweb after cobweb. He didn't like this. He didn't like it at all. All of a sudden, he heard laughter. Ghostly laughter. Hello, Kaz called. Hello, a ghostly voice called back. Kaz could see the ghost up ahead now. There were three of them, two men and a lady. They hovered in midair right near a bend in the tunnel. They were laughing at something just around the corner. What's so funny? Kaz asked as he walked up behind them. The ghost lady pointed Ghost Hunter. She said, which made the other ghosts laugh even harder. Kaz saw two solid men halfway down the tunnel. There were bright lights on the helmets. Big headphones covered their ears. One of the men held a strange-looking gadget that beeped. The other held a black box. They stared very seriously at the dirt wall in front of them. I didn't think solid people were allowed in these tunnels, Kaz said. They're not, said one of the ghost men. But those two sneaked down anyway. What do you suppose they see? Asked the ghost lady. Nothing, one of the ghost men replied, and they all laughed. Do you guys know the way to the library? Kaz asked the ghost. Is it that way? He pointed a shaky finger at the ghost hunter. Yes, the ghost lady replied. But don't worry about them. They will never know you're here. She was probably right. If she was wrong and somehow those ghost hunter managed to catch Kaz and put him in the black box, he could probably pass through the side and escape. Kaz took a deep breath and continued down the tunnel toward the ghost hunters. Go through them, the ghost behind him urged. Kaz let his left foot dangle through the head of one of the ghost hunters at his head above them. The ghost behind him laughed and laughed. Even Kaz couldn't Help is smiling a little bit. The ghost hunter hadn't noticed him at all. Kaz kept going. At the next split, he took the left tunnel. The ceiling was a lot lower, just like Howard had said it would be. The whole tunnel was getting smaller and narrower. Kaz had to shrink a little to fit through it. All of a sudden, he stopped. He heard something. It sounded like ghostly crying. Alright guys, here I'm concluding the chapter 12. So soon I'm going to read chapter 13, Do We Have a Deal? So for now, have a great day. Hope you enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and push on the notifications button. Thank you.